Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Chaos Rain here, and in this video, I'm here to bring you a little bit of update and what I have both discovered slash had help figuring out. And what that is I recently was told a little bit about one of the modifiers on your Atlas, and this modifier basically says your notables don't do anything, but all of your small nodes are doubled. Now, you wouldn't think that's very good, but, well, when you're doing MF runs like I am, and you like to do low tier maps, and you just like to see the loot fall like over and over and over and over, it's pretty strong, and I mean exceedingly strong. So let's go ahead and just go over a little bit on what this entails, and let's see if we can't, help you guys out to farm just a little bit of currency. Now, I will go on record that I have done a total of 6 maps. I have found 2 exalts, 7 hoarders, about 30-40 chaos. One map I actually found like 10 chaos by itself. And the level of investment is a few chisels, a few alks, and a few vals on anywhere between a tier 1 to tier 7 map. Now I'm going to show you on a tier 1 map, and then just to kind of give you a heads up. Actually, I think I have an offer going. What was it? Oh, for my Feral's Fur card. I don't know what that's worth. I need to check the price of Feral's Fur first. And unfortunately, I do have the first freeze of the day, but I just wanted to kind of show you a little bit on how I roll my maps, what I consider acceptable and what I consider trash. So first things first, we chisel up all of our maps. Now I still don't have a map tab. I'm just do it, I have plenty anyway. So I don't really, I have to actually go in my tab and pull out more chisels. Okay, there we go. Cool. Alright, I don't have a map tab, so I've just been storing them, and then when I have too many of one, I just trade up. This way I kind of can keep my consistency of maps going. So let's go ahead and show you a little bit on what I consider acceptable on how I roll my maps when I'm juicing like this. Now, as you can see, we haven't really made any upgrades to our build. Our build is pretty much the same. The only difference is our Atlas tree. Now, if you look at our Atlas tree, we're going all over the place, right? Now, we're doing this for a couple of reasons. The first reason we're doing it is because we have this node here. This node says you have 200% more chance to drop favored map, non-favored maps drop as currency instead. Well, if you don't have any favored maps, your maps only drop as currency. And if your maps were to drop, they have like a pretty solid percent chance to double. If you can tell here, kind of scroll down. Yeah, it's pretty insane, right? Like, there's a lot of little modifiers. 200% chance, blah blah blah. Favorite maps, you know the deal, right? I don't need to explain it too much more. So, basically, all of this is given by. Let's go back. Given by one notable, and that notable is this one here. For most of it, this is all the small one. And then this one is to make your favorite maps drop and or them not drop as currency. And currently we have 0 favored maps. Well, I am going to show you, and don't worry, I didn't forget, I am going to show you a little bit about rolling my maps, what I deem acceptable, so on and so forth. Well, because my LE damage with attacks isn't level 5 yet, it's only level 3, I am basically saying no LE reflect, and I'm good, right? So, I don't even think I have enough Val Orbs to continue. No, okay, cool. As you see, we have 4x. We had 0 yesterday, so let's see. So, no reflect, we just go for the Val Orb. Anything above 100 quantity is always good. So, let's do it again. Val Orb. 120, any LE reflect? Nope, good. Repeat. And that one changed tiers. Unfortunately, it's not something we care about. Now, I will say Promenade is a very good map to farm in high or low tiers because it does have the alt quality gym card, and when you're doing this, you'll probably find a lot of those. Okay, low quantity, don't care. 127 quantity, did it change? No. Did it give anything bad? No. Alright, that's perfect. And unidentified, we save our unidentifieds, and I'll tell you why in a second. Unidentified, and change to map. Okay, so for our maps that we are 100% planning to run, we put in our main tab here. Again, I don't have a map tab, so and then afterwards, like, we just kind of distribute the rest of the maps elsewhere in other tabs, you know, just to kind of run them. Now, I can run these. These are very easy to run, and I've run, like, at least 20 or so odd, about 10 or 15 of the super juiced ones, but I do want to show you what it's like for the tier 1 variant as well, just so you can see with your own eyes how pretty much insane this farm is. And like I said, if I have any with over 100 quantity, I'm going to just take it, like snap pick, doesn't matter. Gonna Valorb those, Valorb that one, and as you can see, we were farming Underground Seas in multiple tiers just so we can, you know, continue to find that Exalt card. Now, I just turned in a set of Hoarder. That was interesting. Okay, so let's go owned. I just turned in a set of Hoarder. Let me see. I think I have 4 already after turning in a set, so pretty solid drop rate with this method, of course. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Now, because I have a whole bunch of Underground Seas that are tier 1, I'm not going to refavor Underground Sea. I'm going to leave it unfavored. And that's because I want all of the maps that do drop to drop as currency. Now, let's go ahead and, let me see, I think I'm really low. Okay. Hopefully I farm up a ton of Valorbs. If not, I can always buy some. So again, we stop at 100 plus or unidentified. Nope. Perfect. 130. Any Elliot effect? Nope. That's perfect. Change the map. It's bricked. It went to over 100. That's fine. 130. That's fine. 69. 130. That's fine. Okay. Oh, one more. And unidentified. Okay. So, as I said before, we always prep the maps that we want to run later in our first tab. I am going to run these later, and this one is LE Reflect. Oof, I didn't even see that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put the LE Reflect one. I'll just put it in here. And then the rest of them can go back in this tab. I think that's a good choice. So, boom. Okay. We have another LE Reflect. That's a shame. Well, we do have 1, 2, 3, 130 quantity maps. Yeah, it's crazy. So let's go back in here and boom, we're done rolling maps. That's what it looks like. So now again, we have no favored, and now we have no watchstones in. And the reason why we don't have watchstones is because we're going to show you first the lower tier one. If you guys want to see me do this tier 7, it's not much different. The drop rates are minimal and at best, and the item level isn't all that crazy. So let's see. I have 2 people offering me on this. Let me see how much Feral's Fur is. Triumphant Lamellar. Well, I'll be the first to tell you, there's none on the market. Oh, there we go. 15x. So let me laugh at this guy real quick. There we go. And no, I would prefer my exalts because I have chaos. So now what we always do is, you know, make sure, double check, triple check, there's any reflect. No, cool. We go straight into the map, and we always put domination on. Now there's a couple reasons for this. The first reason is because on our Atlas and passives, we are taking all of the small nodes because they are doubled. So this is 150% duration of shrines on your map. So then if you go up here, we have 20% chance to contain additional shrine and increased buffs, shrine buffs in your maps. So that's 40% there. You go over here and we have more additional shrines. So the 40% increased shrine buffs, you wouldn't think is, you know, that noticeable, but it is. It's actually really noticeable. You are doubling the effect of your shrine, basically. Well, 20%, not doubling, but either way, you're getting a lot more bang for your buck. So now that we ran, we valored a bunch of our maps and we have a whole bunch of, value going here. Let's go ahead and show you a little bit about what it's like, what it feels like, and how, how much profit and or value you get. So let's see profit margins. T1 maps are like what, an alchemy each, maybe less. You can probably get like 20 T1s for chaos if you really want to. The overall value of the Valorbs are like 1-to-1 C, chisels are dirt, and alchemies are worth jack. So let's go ahead and calculate in one map what kind of profit we get. Now, of course, we still do the sentinels because the sentinels add more quantity and rarity. So let's get our first shrine.
My mana is gone.
My mana is gone. Oh no. Let's go ahead and grab all these. Ah, we have a Rog. That's pretty cool. Well, I unspec'd out of all my expeditions, so I don't know how good and or bad that'll be, but... Ah, so we got the better version of this. That's cool. We got a Brimstone Sentinel. Get the Lightning Shrine. I don't like that one, actually. Boom. Now we have a Regen Shrine. Now, if you can tell, we have 2-minute shrines, and our little mini shrines from our goal last a minute. That is absolutely massive. No pun intended, because I just found a massive shrine. And let's see if we can't buff up this whole pack. Console lag, but hey, we did it. And as you see here, we have 226 quantity on our map. Our maps are insanely easy. You don't even, you can have worse gear than I am. You're just gonna, get a shrine and be insane with gold. And gold costs you like a chaos, so why not, right? Ah, looks like we spawned some Harbingers. Did I get my one exalted shard? Nope, I didn't. And then just kill the boss. Boom. And then because this map does have 200 quantity, I like to finish the map thoroughly. So since I still have more than 50 monsters, I'm just going to go about and, walk around, find some enemies. I'll drop that later. We have a expedition that we can encounter, but because it's a tier 1, I'm actually just going to skip it for the sake of the video. Because I still want to show you. Actually, I think I am going to show you the tier 7, just so you guys can see the difference in loot and stuff. It's pretty noticeable, so why not? And just like that, we are... Oh, another pack here. These aren't even juiced mobs, by the way. They're just regular mobs, just getting a whole bunch of loot and currency off of them. Nutty, right? Alright, let me kill this guy.
My mana is gone.
And bam, we are done. Let's drop these two because we don't use them. And as you can see here, we have, pretty decent, right? If we spent a Valorb and got 2 back, it's pretty good. Didn't get any chaos this time around, but that's just the way it is. Sometimes you just don't get any chaos. But we did get a pretty decent, not amazing, but decent stockpile of stuff to work with. So one thing I will say is I've been testing a couple of things. The first thing I've been testing is no, not that, is this here. So I actually unspec'd my additional deployment for this to try this out, and one thing I will say is it's not very noticeable. It sometimes is. When I say sometimes, I mean it's you'll get like a pack that you blow up, and all of a sudden this whole pack drops a bunch of league specific currency or league specific items. Like, it can happen. Will it? Not likely, but it can happen. So all right, now that we are done with our first map, I wanted to show you a little bit about tier 7s, what the difference feels like, so on and so forth. We don't have too much. Yeah, we only have 3, I think, that hit above. So now we go back to our watchstones, and what do you do? Move item? Move item. Cool. Alright. Now, one thing I will show you is, I only have 6 sextants, so I'm just going to put like one on. Boom. Like, possessed monsters drop a map, additional blah 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 blah, you know, that's cool. I'm actually use one more because I have 2 watchstones, why not? Boom. Let me see if I can hit it. Alright, so I didn't hit it. Well, this one is not bad because it does say, additional resonating shrine, which means we get more shrines on our maps, and resonating means we get a lot of charges. Like, we get endurance charges, power charges, you know, frenzy charges for free, and it lasts literally the whole map pretty much, because you usually only spend 2 to 3 minutes per map anyway. Sometimes it's a little less, but yeah. There is one thing I will say is the modifier you are looking for specifically if you're going to be, you know, using sextants is, it says, read something along the lines of, unidentified maps have 30% additional quantity and rarity, I think, something like that. Or no, it's quantity and pack size, I believe. And if you have all these unidentified corrupted maps and you throw them in there, you get the unidentified bonus to quantity regardless, and then an additional boost with this sextant modifier. So is it worth it? Yeah, it's worth it. It's insane. It's actually one of the more, you know, strong and or better modifiers in the game right now. If you really want to, there should be, let me see, I think it's this. I think it's normally this, Enduring Influence, which gives you additional sextant use, but if you want to, you can get this, and this will help you get more sextants, so that's always good. Unfortunately, I think I'm too low of, like, map tier to take advantage of the sextants, but in time, I will be, you know, getting it. So again, we're going to do Domination again, and we are going to see, you know, what kind of changes in value you can get. I will say there is something, like, this is an underrated belt, but oh, it's like underperforming as well for my current stage of what I'm doing. One thing I will say is, even though the headhunter is nerfed, you're probably going to want to get a headhunter for this just so you can, you know, juice up, or replica headhunter. Honestly, the replica headhunter wouldn't be a bad idea either, so just food for thought if you want to do it that way. Alright, so let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna start with this one. And let's see if we can't make our way to the first shrine. If you see here, we have 216% increased items found. Alright, now we should be 90 res or something like that because of our increased buff effect of it. As you see here, this is the loot on a tier 7. A lot different, right? You're gonna get a lot more bang for your buck for sure. Make sure we open everything up. Get everything buffed. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what happened. I think I just got stuck on an enemy and I rubber banded from my dash, but luckily we didn't have too much of that specific thing left. I lost 10% experience, but you know, it is what it is. It's unfortunate though, we did have 3 shrines going, so now we just don't have those anymore. Let's go ahead and pick up all these loot. Always drop the stuff we don't want later. Gotta be careful. What shrine is this? Acceleration? I'll take it. Please die. Thank you. What about you? Can you die? Yes, you can. Alright. Charge shrine. Perfect. So now we're going to start getting endurance charges, which will help us. Boom. Yeah, give me that. And I want to do my first blue one, get them all buffed up, and start killing everything. Let's see, what kind of mask is this? It's just an enchanted one? That's not useful to me. Alright, we have a massive shrine. Now I want to use my phasing, go in here. I think I'm going to do it right here. Perfect, alright. And we got a strategist card. That's interesting. Was that Inspired Learning? I think it was. Hold on. Pretty sure it's an Inspired Learning card. It is. Cool. Well, we have an Inspired Learning card. I believe it's worth a little bit. Didn't expect to get a swing on my example, you know, thing here, but hey, not complaining. Value is value. Now, I'm not doing the essences because essences have very much dropped in price. To start League off, it's very good to do essences. You know, people need to craft, but as League goes, there's going to be more and more people getting to the point to where they can do bulk essences, and, you know, not really worth it at the end of the day. Alright, let's see. Now, I could do Gwynin, because I do have 200 plus quantity, so let's go ahead and see. I haven't actually encountered one of these yet. One of these being expeditions with 200 plus quantity on my map, so we're going to go ahead and do a little science experiment and see what kind of loot we can get. And I actually want to get more runic monsters than I do anything else. Is there anything relevant over here? No? Cool. Now let's use my Blood Rage. Ooh, oh, I missed it. Alright, whatever. This one.
In a gambling. Need something?
Shut up. Give me your... There we go. So, I mean, I don't think I got anything relevant, but let's see. You got maybe a reroll or two worth of heavy belts to hit.
A decent payoff, I'd say.
No, no, it's not. It's not a mage bud. Come on, there we go.
It's not nothing, at least.
I suppose you're right. Alright, let's see. Ditch this. A decent payout. What is it? Trash. Well, I got this, and these are about 1020C, so cool. Not bad rolls. Alright. And, that's that. That is this farming method. So, what I can recommend is, if you're doing this farming method, just be aware you're going to have the times where you're going to drop the exalts, you're going to drop the, you know, currency, and then you're going to have the time where you're just going to get bubblegum like this. But it always pays for itself. Like, the 4 chaos you spend in it, it's worth it. If you decide to buy sextants instead of, you know, farming for them and then going down a tier, or even if you're doing a higher tier maps and doing it that way, go for it. Unfortunately, I'm at a plateau of, you know, what I can do with my build currently. I think there's not a whole lot I can do to up it, especially if I'm going to be empowering things, so maybe I just ignore the league mechanic and run red tier maps without it. We'll see. Other than that, yeah, it's a solid farm. I made a few X in a matter of like an hour. The Inspired Learning card is pretty cool. Like, it's worth a little bit of money too, so hey, you know, I'm pretty stoked on that. And this is amazing, actually. This is T1, and okay, well, That's cool. Let's go ahead and put this in my locker thingy, and boom. And, well, moral of the story here is, you know, pay attention to your atlas, right? You never know when you have, you know, just something you may want to deal, you know, MF with, right? I've MF'd in past leagues, and I believe it was Scourge where MF was insane. I farmed insane amount of nurses and stuff like that. So if you really want to do MF, you can actually put on MF gear and go into lower tier maps and just sit there grinding every single, you know, nurse until you get a doctor, or you can do Crimson Temple until you get a Mage Bud. It might take a while, but you can do it. I don't know how, you know, how rare the card is. I know people do like hundreds of maps and barely get one maybe, but you know, it is what it is. That being said, I hope you guys enjoy this video. As always, take it easy, have a good one, and don't be afraid to check out my Patreon. I now have a $1 tier. It's been a while since I figured out how to use Patreon. I went to the settings and I figured it out. I have a $1 tier if you want to just be a basic patron and or support me that way. Money that is donated to me via Patreon or pledged to me via Patreon is money that I will be spending on one of two things. One is stash tabs in this game. If anyone, you know, has a designation where they would prefer it, please let me know. The other is buying and playing games with friends, mostly streaming and doing other stuff of that sort. After this video is fully uploaded, I will most likely be actively streaming either League of Legends or something else on my PC. That is something, if you're interested in, you're free to check me out. Please feel free to stop in and give me a follow on my Twitch, and once I get a keyboard set up, I'll start linking my Twitch as well in my description. But as of now, take it easy everybody, have a good one, and hope you enjoyed the loot showers of the tier 7 map.